Welcome back to Better Positive You, where today we're going to be talking about adding a little bit of motivation to your work by making your work into a competition. I hope you enjoy this video and stick around till the end. Thanks for watching. Better Positive You, the show that works to make your life better. Sometimes we can feel down or unmotivated, like there's nothing worth doing, but that's not true. We've just lost sight of what's worth doing because we've lost some of our drive, some of our passion. Sometimes it's helpful to have a competitor, someone to push us, someone to compare ourselves to, kind of like a measuring stick. And sometimes we just need more focus. Maybe our focus is clouded up by our own needs getting the best of us, like, oh, I'm hungry, oh, I'm tired. But really, we need to deal with that and then keep going towards our main goal. So I can't really speak for any other country's citizens, but I know that we as Americans are very competitive. From stories of the Olympic athletes to our own school sports, we're really pushed hard to do our best to win the competitions that we're in. So I know whether or not you've been taught to have a very competitive nature or not, you could win any competition that you entered, at least any competition that you set the rules for and that you knew you were a part of. Maybe you just need some help finding your next target. Maybe you're spending too much time thinking about what you need to do, and you need to spend more time actually doing instead. This is where a competitor can come in to help you. Sometimes it helps to work like you're being chased. Maybe you wouldn't normally ask yourself to do hard things, but when there's the threat of someone else overtaking you, then you'd really push yourself and work harder than normal. Although working harder can be a good thing, it's not always about working harder. Sometimes you can work really hard, but not do it intelligently and waste most of your time. You guessed it, it's also about working smarter. It's a good idea to work smarter and determine when it's a good time to take a break, learn how to work a little better, and then get back to work. This is something that maybe you wouldn't think of on your own, but that really comes into play when you're competing with someone. So the first step is pretty obvious. It's just to choose your competition. But there are some intricacies to choosing the right competition that I'll explain in this video. So one thing about choosing your competition is that first you need to determine what you want to get better at. The person you choose to compete against will be determined by this factor. So once you determine what you want to get better at, what you want to compete for, then you want to choose someone that is about your level in that field, someone that is about equal to you. Instead of picking someone equal to you, you could pick someone way ahead of you, though, with a desired trait. This would help you to emulate that one trait. But instead of comparing yourselves directly, you should think about comparing yourselves in a sort of proportional way. So once you've picked the person that you want to compete against, it's a good idea to start observing them, observe how they work, and how they use their free time. It's really helpful to find ways that they're actually better than you, because then you can take those ways and make them your own ways and learn little tricks from them. We can learn a lot from observing. Being taught something is great, but really I think that observing is learning. We learn a lot by others' examples. I should note, though, that you really don't want to be creepy about it. You don't want to follow these people around or be obvious about observing them. Maybe just check in or talk to them or ask them what's going on or how they get things done. It's okay to find things that you're better than your competition at, but it's really even more helpful to you to find things that they're better than you at, like some good, positive qualities of theirs. You can notice these things in them and go list them for yourself to improve on. So now that you've gotten all the assistance you can from observing your competition and learned all you can from them, now it's time to start keeping score, to start the competition and to use them to motivate yourself. First off, you want to create a basic scoring rubric. Any game has a scoring rubric like 3-point shots and 2-point shots and free throws. But your competition needs a scoring rubric too. This can be direct, like I lift 50 pounds and he lifts 50 pounds, or it can be proportional, like I lift my top weight and he lifts his. Remember not to get too competitive though. Remember that this isn't a real competition. They don't really know that you're competing. It's just a competition that you've set up in your head in order to motivate yourself. So there's no reason to get too hung up on it. Keep the competition friendly and never to, badmouth them or talk trash in your head. Really, you can just be happy about the things that you do well and be happy when they're not doing well because that makes your job easier, I guess. Important to remember not to be frustrated when your competition does well either. If you're really being ultra positive, you'd be super happy about it because, when your competition does well, that means that you need to do even better. So things will work out in your favor either way. Even though you want your competition to do well, it might not be a good idea to tell them that you're competing. It might offend them or make them act in a way different than they normally would, making your careful choice of who you're competing against irrelevant. Important is to remember who's winning, just to have a general idea of how well you're doing compared to your competition. Now it's time to take this idea of a competition and run with it. Like a marathon runner, you never want to stop. You always want to keep going so you can win. Part of this competition is winning, so you always want to try to be in the lead. Even if you are in the lead by far, try to keep going just to better yourself some more. If you're winning by too much, you might want to restart or just reset the score. Winning is fun and it's good, but this is really about bettering yourself, so if you're up so far that you're not working anymore, that's not helpful. So something else that your competition can help you with is determining your schedule. Lots of times we spend too much time planning out our schedule when we should really be spending time doing. In order to help with your scheduling, just watch what your competition does and do that same thing. Once you see your competition has done something or has been able to do something, you can have confidence that you can do it too. If you've seen somebody else do it, then you know it's not impossible. Another way to better yourself is to find a coach to help you win this competition. A coach can just be a friend giving you some support that helps you out. It could be a real personal trainer, maybe if you're working out, or it could be a DVD or a video that just boosts your confidence and motivation. So, win or lose this competition, you should know that you did your best. As long as you actually did your best. But really, be proud of your best effort, even if you lose. That being said, you should be extra happy if you win. Winning is always fun, and winning means that you put in a lot of effort and did great, and surely you must have bettered yourself by a lot. Good reward system. Reward yourself after the competition for working so hard. Reward systems put hard work and a good consequence together in your mind so that working hard looks even better to you later on. Remember also to keep track of your success. This should always be a step in your progress, is journaling all the things that you do and the ways that you improve, so you can look back and see exactly what helped you out and by how much. This journaled progress may help you out someday. Maybe you'll be having a bad day soon and you won't be sure if it's worth it to work a little harder, but this journaled progress, when you read over it, can really fire you up. And you're just competing against yourself, so there's no real way to lose. Any effort that you put in will be good and will be worth it to make yourself better. I hope that this helps you out and that you can find some good competition, even if that competition is just against your past self. I hope you enjoyed this video and found some ways to make your work into a friendly competition for a little extra motivation. If you like this video and you'd like to see more content like it, go ahead and check out my channel, Better Positive You. Subscribe below, or look in the description box below for some links to my other sites, including my blog. Thanks for watching.